You are alone in a room. No one is watching. You know this, and yet something in you is not entirely sure. Maybe you glanced at the corner of the room just now. Maybe you felt the faint pressure of being observed even though every rational part of you knows the room is empty. You did not choose to feel that. It just arrived. And the reason it arrived reaches back hundreds of thousands of years before you were born. Your brain was not built for the world you live in. It was built for a world where being watched almost always meant something was about to happen to you. A predator crouching in tall grass watches before it moves. A rival watches before they strike. Even a stranger watching from across a clearing was information your brain needed to process immediately, because the cost of ignoring it could be fatal. So your brain evolved a system that never fully switches off. A low hum of surveillance awareness that runs beneath everything you do, even when you are sitting alone in a quiet room at 2 a.m. Psychologist Michael Graziano at Princeton University has spent years studying how the brain constructs awareness of the space around the body. He found that your brain does not just track the physical world. It models the attentional states of others. It runs a constant background simulation asking, who might be oriented toward me right now? This is not paranoia. This is the default setting. It goes deeper than that. Researchers studying something called the watched brain effect found that people perform differently, make different choices, and even behave more generously when they merely believe they might be observed. A photograph of eyes placed above an office coffee station increased honesty payments by nearly 3 times. Not real eyes. A photograph. Your brain did not care about the difference. This is because for most of human history, being seen and being judged were the same thing. Your reputation inside a small tribal group was not a social nicety. It was survival infrastructure. If others saw you as selfish, cowardly, or untrustworthy, you could be excluded. Exclusion in a world without grocery stores or heated shelters was a death sentence. So your brain learned to behave as if it were always being evaluated, because the ones who did not learn that did not survive long enough to pass anything down. Developmental psychologist Simon Baron-Cohen at the University of Cambridge found that even infants follow the gaze of others within the first few months of life. Before language, before memory, before almost any other social skill develops. You came into the world already wired to track where other minds were pointed. Already asking, without words, who is looking and at what. So when you are alone and feel watched, your brain is not malfunctioning. It is doing exactly what kept your ancestors alive. It is running its surveillance simulation in the absence of real data and generating a feeling, a low and wordless alert, that something out there might be oriented toward you. This is also why certain spaces feel eerie. A long corridor, a dark parking garage, a forest at dusk. These are environments where your watch detection system fires without being able to resolve the threat. Cannot find the source. Cannot confirm or deny. And in that uncertainty, the feeling intensifies, because uncertainty was always more dangerous than a confirmed threat. A threat you can see, you can respond to. A threat you cannot locate keeps every system on high alert. Evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar at Oxford University argues that this hypersocial awareness is inseparable from the development of human intelligence itself. The pressure of living in complex social groups, tracking who knew what, who owed whom, who was watching and why, drove the expansion of the human brain more than almost any other force. Your large, expensive, energy-hungry brain exists partly because your ancestors needed to model the minds of others at all times. You are the descendant of the ones who never fully relaxed, who always kept one layer of attention on the social horizon, who felt watched even in the quiet moments, and because of that, survived the moments that were not quiet at all. Tonight, in an empty room, you will feel it again, that faint, sourceless sense of being observed. And now you know what it is. It is 300,000 years of successful survival instinct, running a program that was never designed to be turned off. The room is empty. You know that. But the part of your brain that kept your ancestors alive does not know what a room is. It only knows that something somewhere might be watching, and it has never once been willing to find out the hard way.